yeah, I want to have a conversation with y'all about birth charts and stuff, like, because I'm really into this stuff and I know that y'all are not, and it blows me. So we're just gonna have different conversations today. By the way, welcome to the channel. If you guys are joining me for the first time, I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. I know this is like very much so not put together, very much so not cutesy, very much so not Demoira. I just know that it's not. It's a little bit all over the place. I get it, but we're trying to add structure. I lost my job 2 weeks ago, so I promise y'all I'm putting my foot on my own neck. We're doing some videos at least once now, a daily video, so you'll get that. But I go live every Tuesday, unless I put it on the community tab that we're not. I'm doing this based off my child custody visitation schedule. So every Tuesday we go live, Tuesday evening, and then every other weekend we go live. And yeah, so that is that. Please again subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. I want y'all to know from the bottom of my core, I love y'all, okay? Y'all my boos, y'all my babes, y'all my buddies, y'all my friends, y'all my babooskies, y'all my broskies. It just is what it is. Like, bees going up on a Tuesday. By the way, it is Tuesday, so I might be going live tonight. I might put on the community tab that I'm not going live tonight. It just depends. My stomach has been acting up. Like, so much so that I was like, let me take a pregnancy test. It came back negative. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But my stomach is like really bothering me. So hopefully between now and then, I could not sleep last night. I got like literally an hour and a half of sleep. And I'm feeling kind of grumpy. Maybe not grumpy. Is that the word? I'm feeling groggy. Maybe that's the word. Like, because I'm not mad. I'm just like a little like, y'all see this is coffee. But let me tell y'all about my dad. First of all, he's the man of the year because he's held me down this whole entire. We're gonna get to the birth charts. We're gonna get to the spiritualism. We're gonna get to that in a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me uplift the black man in my life. My daddy be looking out for the cookout. I had to go over to this house this morning. Literally text him yesterday at like 8 something. Was like, baby girl needs some pictures for her school, family pictures. You know, they do family trees in the beginning of the school year. So she needs some pictures or whatever. Can you print them off for me? I have a printer, but I refuse to use my ink. And he knows that. Like, it's never like, where's your printer? Don't you have it? It's always like, okay, no problem. Because he already know how I move. Like, I just rather save my stuff and spend your stuff. And he'll always say that. I'd rather you keep your stuff and just use what we got. So that when you really need something, you know, you can always go back to what you have instead of burning your stuff out. And then when you really need something, you're in a panic trying to come to us. That's my dad's logic. And my logic is just, I'm spoiled. That's why can't no man ever say nothing to me. Because my daddy, I like what they did to their house. I really like, I would so show y'all if that was not stalking. I like that. That's cute. I like that. They didn't have a full fence. They had a fence going around like the corners, and then they had like the space was open in between like the corners. So it just looked like, you know, the corners were protected. So it looked like it was like, you know, enclosed in, like, you know, you don't want to cross this line in the middle of the night. Like, clearly it's closed. It's its own little space. But I think that's a great idea. First of all, it saves a lot of money just to do that. But also it looks cute. That's very unique. And it was more so like wood, not like this old fencing back in the day. I don't even know if y'all can see. Back in the day, that type of fence. By the way, this is my old neighborhood. Y'all want to see where my house is? My old house that I grew up in? I ride down the street very often. Often. It's so nostalgic. It feels so warm when I come over here. This is what I wanted to raise my daughter in. The fact that we are in an apartment, y'all, this shit kills me. Like, the fact that I knew I could have got it, and this is where healing comes in, because it really don't even be the person. Like, I'm not really pissed off at my baby daddy for the shit that he did and all that other stuff. It'd be like, nigga, I wanted to make sure this time around, like, my daughter ate. Like, There was no, my kid ate. Like my son, I had my son when I was 17 years old. Who wants to, when you see the struggles that your kid goes through and how they feel neglected and they feel hurt, somebody who's gone through the same thing, a healed, enlightened soul, if you will, because everybody don't have the same mentality, and I'm realizing that, but who would want to fucking put their kid through some shit like that? That's why I get so mad when people be like, baby mama culture. Like, how about baby daddy culture? Y'all so pressed. And the reason why y'all be so pressed to have sex with these girls and put kids in them is because you love them. Like, you just be so enthralled with them because you be feeling like, this is my perspective, I be feeling like niggas be insecure, and in order for them to keep themselves feeling like, oh yeah, I bagged shorty da 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 da, and yeah, my BM, you know what I'm saying, she bad, all my BM's bad, da 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 da. But then it's like, it was really for you to break down the self-esteem of a woman because you needed to be uplifted in your self-esteem. So you did all that, and maybe it wasn't even on purpose. And I feel like that's a lot with these black broken men. Like, it don't even really, oh, my house. It don't really be on purpose. I was about to go through it. We'll go around because I want to come out this way. I don't want to go back up that way. It don't really even have to be on purpose. It really just be, y'all do not want to address y'all issues. Y'all do not want to talk about what the fuck is real. And when it comes down to somebody, instead of you keeping it real, or instead of you being genuine, or instead of you just start fucking going and default overload, fucking control alt delete type shit, shut down, task manager. Like, you just on some weird, like, your whole computer just starts just malfunctioning, it just starts making that noise. Like, it just be weird. Like, what is happening? Like, I just got this. Like, ain't no fucking way. Like, is it the battery? Like, is it the cord? Like, is it something wrong with, like, the desktop itself? Like, you gotta let me know something. Like, I could be fixing Felix, okay? But if I don't fucking know, nigga, then we gonna be ending up wrecking Ralph. Like, it's one or the other, you know? And niggas just be broken. Anyways, that was not the point of this. Let's get into displacement talk. Y'all can hear I'm still healing. I'm a person. Let me talk about my spiritual background really fast before we get into that, because we went left, but we're gonna bring it back right. Okay, this is where I used to live. Damn, I got a lot going on. I don't want to be weird. This is it right here. Not that one. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's this one. Little yellow house. And when I say that's the house that I grew up in, that's the house and this is my neighbors, they always kept their house bad. If they ever, this one right here, the blue, if they fucking ever sell this house, I promise you I'm buying it. If I ever make it where I have like millions, I'm buying, it's a cul-de-sac, I'm buying all the houses in the cul-de-sac. They can have the houses up the street, I don't care. I'm buying all the houses in the cul-de-sac. That's it. My older brother, my little brother, and me. My older brother gonna have his own shit going on. But yeah, 3 houses. I think it might even be. Yeah, no, it's the 3 houses. Definitely do that. Then the friend that I had passed away. I'm not going to show you guys or turn the video on their house, but you guys seen where we were. Literally, we are passing it. This right here is where the house is. So you guys see how close it was. We grew up together. My mom used to babysit this young man and his brothers, and everybody used to say that his mom, I look like I could belong to his mom because his mom was the light skin, like sandy brown hair, pretty ass eyes. Like, oh my goodness, she was just so pretty. But it would make my mom feel some type of way, obviously, because my mother is dark skinned, she's Cameroonian, and I used to always tell her, like, I love the fact that my mom's chocolate, and then my son's chocolate too, and then my daughter's brown skin. I'm like, don't nobody have my complexion. No, nobody. I'm the lightest in the family. Like, this is me tan. Like, I want y'all to understand, if I were to take down my clothes right now and y'all would see, you know what I'm saying, my backside, you would be able to see, like, I'm tanned right now. Like, my tan just kind of stayed. Like, my color will fade out, maybe even out a little bit, but for the most part, like, that's it. Okay, like, I'm so bright. But yeah, I don't know, I got it from my grandmother. I got it from my grandmother on my dad's side. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me 9 minutes in. Background spirituality. I'm a Christian. That means at my origin, my beginning, who I believe my ascended master is, the deity that I worship, the God, because in the spirit, in the Bible, it did say that he is Father, Son, Holy Spirit. They're all encompassing of God. So whatever you relate to, however you can master it in your head, or present it in your mind, or whatever, focus point on that. Jesus Christ is who I believe in. Now, do I believe his name is actually Jesus Christ? No. Do I believe that it's the white Jesus that we see that's depicted? No. However, do I have a connection to the understanding that you were coming from a heavenly place, a spiritual place, incarnated down into earth? People don't understand. That's the first element. We have come from something spiritual and we are now descended down to earth. Okay? So that's an experience. Then Jesus knew from that. He knew from the gate. That's the only difference, I believe, between us and him, is that he knew from the gate that he had the purpose. He knew what the blueprint was. He knew what God's plan was for his life. All of us don't know. That's the whole point. We don't know, because this is a simulation. At the end of the simulation, did you follow the will of God? Did you trust him no matter what? Did you stay 10 toes down? Did you respect the universe? Did you love all God's people? And loving all God's people does not mean that you treat them A1 all the time. If somebody treats you, you meet them where the fuck they are at. And if sometimes that's a holy hand, make sure no one's watching, there's no cameras, and handle your business, okay? Auntie's just telling you what I know, okay? Or just remove yourself from said situation. But if it gets greasy, just know, grease gets dirty. Point blank period is, that's an experience of us knowing that we have an inner knowing that we have something to do. We feel like there's something for us to complete. There's something, we're going somewhere. I can't explain it, but this, even in the little intuition day to day, I can't explain it, but this made me feel this way, and I don't trust this, or I'm off about this, or I don't necessarily know if it's all intuition leading you to your said purpose. So that itself is an experience. Leading up to, sorry, coffee burp. And let me go back to the earth being the experience, because can you imagine being a spiritual being and then coming down on earth, and people are so mean, like just disrespectful, disregard you, talk about you like a dog. I think that we say that, but I feel like we've overused it to the point that it's dried out. But people have talked about Jesus, meaning that he was the most heavenly, highest being in this story, even if it's not real, y'all. My chest, I know that you guys see me trying to, I have a flat chest, so wearing seatbelts makes me, I know that's going to irritate somebody, but I don't have the right bra on today, and I'm not about to suffocate and die because my titty sags to my knees. Hell fucking no. We're going to post this video, we're going to make it do what it do, and we're going to be all right, okay? Big mama, okay? Okay, don't worry about me, okay? Okay, if I go, it's my time, okay? I ain't going to agitate the devil, but I ain't going to dismiss what God doing too, okay? Don't do it. Either way. So, relating to that, and then lastly, having, fulfilling the mission, going through the woes. We talk about it in the Bible in the 9th hour, which 9 is an ending of a cycle. 9 is also the number of humanity. He cried out, Lord, Lord, why? Like, what can we do? Like, this pain, I really don't want to endure. I'm scared. Which, again, people don't emphasize that enough, but going through the journey, there's points and periods where you are going to be scared. There's points and periods where Jesus was tempted by Satan. There's points and periods where there's so many things that I feel as people, not just myself, but as people can relate to. I don't understand. I feel like the light is green, but everybody's kind of driving and doing whatever they want to do, which is really weird for me. But which it should be highlighted more. But when you go through things in life, you're going to have the ups and downs, the temptations, but when you succeed, at the end of it, he lived in glory. He lived in infamy. He fulfilled God's plan, and he was, the sun in God's eyes, and he was just, just glorified. I mean, all of us, even regardless of whether it's real or not, whether it's his real name or not real name, regardless of what it is, spiritually, you'll be known, throughout decades, history, famous. Infamous is negative. Famous, okay, for the person that you are and the light that you shined on the world. What an amazing story. Now, what I also relate to is in life, you feel like you have to carry all the burdens, and the ending of all that is Jesus Christ did that so you don't have to do that. So no, your journey is not going to lead and end to your death. If you feel like you're going through something, and this is what I hold true, and when people say you're a Christian, do the Bible, I will take what I need to, meditate on it, and see what it means and how it fits in my life. To me, that story is a story that connects to all of us, because I don't have to sacrifice and kill myself for anything. If it's my purpose, it's my goal. Jeremiah 29:11 says it's for my good. So if it doesn't feel good to me, we can keep it as simple. We don't have to make it spiritual. You don't have to be in church 24 hours a day trying to, read the word with a microscope. And no, let's just keep it simple. Jeremiah 29:11. You want to get closer to God? If it's not good, then let it go, so you can fill those spaces with goodness, so you can really connect to who God is. When you have nothing but negativity in your life and you're thinking that way, and those are your mindsets, and we'll get into all that, creating that energy, how can you connect to God's source and a lower energy when God's source is a higher vibrational energy? Now, with that being said, my origin, my root is Christianity, but moving on to my beliefs, okay? My belief is that we are all energy. We are all light beings, but we also are light beings, okay? There's a purpose inside of all of us. Matter of fact, I became a certified spiritual life coach because I really wanted to help people harness their purpose through starting businesses, and that's why I became a UX UI designer to help people with their websites and stuff, because I wanted us to all get to a point where we are understanding that the world is shifting now. What we thought was reality, what we thought was, this is the norm, this is what we're going after, y'all are seeing that's crumbling. And that's not something that is happening by accident or by next year, where even with the BBLs, now everybody wants to be skinny again. This is not just happening and then the fads and stuff are going to come back again. This is happening because this is now a breaking down in a system or a parallel or a paradigm that we're seeing a constructed, where we say it's trends. It's a shift, okay? People don't want to talk spiritual. Let's just say, you guys, there's trends in societies, right? Those trends oftentimes will fade away, but what didn't fade away is the shift. Now there's an energy shift. The BBLs, now everybody wants to be skinny, but the energy shift is, this is now the expectation that a man has, because women can go and get their BBLs and get their butts done. That's the amount of money that they bring. That's the amount of mindset that they just focused on their body. That's the energy that is put out surrounding the situation. And I could probably get into more energies, but I'm not really even focused on that right now. But the point is, there is something that is stayed. The women now are not the same. Ever since this whole BBL thing, I remember back in the day when I was younger, it was like women being skinny. After that, the women weren't the same, because now everybody in society is now making themselves throwing up. Now we're seeing it again. Here, everybody's skinny. We're on Ozempic again. Like, why are we doing things to the extreme over shifts or trends if they're just trends? They're not trends, they're shifts. So you have to ask yourself, what is the energy behind the shift, and who's orchestrating these shifts, and why are these shifts happening? Well, the shifts are happening to keep, oh, not my car. Oh, I hate that. My tires, Lord, be spinning in the rain. And I be trying to tell my dad too, but yeah, I pray I get an SUV. I'm putting it out though. It's a shift to keep the programming in your mind to make you feel like everything that you need and want is on the outside of you. So let us deconstruct a woman and say, you're not woman enough unless you get some silicone implants. You're not woman enough unless you put some cement in your butt. You're not woman enough until you get fuller lips. You're not woman enough until you end up, getting big boobs or get your nipples pierced or get your body tatted up and have your stomach out. You're not woman enough until you do XYZ LMNOP. Why is there such a destruction on women? You think about it, you look into the industry. It's a whole nother conversation for another time, but just let me go off for a second and we'll come back to the birth charts and stuff like that. I just lost it too. So maybe we're not even going to talk about all that, because that's a whole nother story for the time. If you look into the industry, I just picked it up, so we're going to continue. If you look into the industry, there's a lot of masculine women. I don't care what you say, the music's great, I love it, it is what it is. The energy of Megan Thee Stallion is like a horny teenage little boy. The energy of Flo is like a grown man that just got out of jail. Like, it's not things that I'm like. The energy of what's her name, Sexy Red, is just a low vibrational woman. I'll do anything for my man. But if your man was the man that you would do anything for, was a lawyer, if he was a banker, if he was a investor, if he was higher up, you wouldn't do this. And that's just actual. If your husband was a judge, you wouldn't be parading yourself every single time you with him, booty cheeks out, yeah, daddy. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm booty cheeks out, yeah, daddy. But at the same time, there's a place for it, and I'm not doing it in excessiveness where that is my personality. I have moments because I like to dress that way sometimes, but it doesn't overpower who I am, where I can come back here now and have intellectual conversations and have intellectual conversations letting you know that my body is intellectual property. So I'm not going to sell it just to parade it, you know what I mean, without some type of scheme, or you know what I mean, like, so that's a whole other story for another time. But I feel bad because the women nowadays feel like that's where it gotta be, that's where it's at, and then the guys have to put themselves in an energy where they are in defense. And when a guy has to constantly be on his toes and he's on defensive, he now becomes in his feminine energy, because he's shattering the masculine. He's no longer able to protect his home. He's no longer able to protect his thoughts. He's no longer able to stand as the man, because he's being played. He has so many women he's having sex, intertwining these spirits. These are broken spirits. These are broken women. And you are continuously allowing these broken people into your homes, your friendships, everything. Like, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, it gets deep. Ooh, child, that scared me for a little bit. I thought I was going the wrong way. But yeah, so moving on, because we wasn't here to talk about that. But yeah, if y'all want a video on that, the industry, like, I mean, y'all already know, like, the powers that be, blah, 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 blah. But it's like a deeper reason for that, and why there's a real destruction of women. And it's not, if you are trying to kill something off, you start by trying to find and attack the source. Does that make sense? Women can have babies. So instead of us, talking about the pregnancy, all of it, let's just stop it in its tracks and now take the women's energy, harness it in the men. The men can't have babies. Put the masculine energy into the women. Now the women don't mind being baby, the mamas, and they don't care, which is very low vibrational in itself, but it's dismissive of who a woman is, because a woman's natural order is to be the nurturer in her home, is to protect her children, is to love, to be there, which is the reason why a lot of these women, you see them breaking down a lot of time. Chrisean Rock, you've seen Sexy Red breakdown, you've seen I'm talking about mothers, like, you see these women breaking down in the industry. What's her name? Sukihana. Like, because their soul is being compromised by whatever it is that they're doing, and it's taking away from, and they'll say, it was my kid. Like, you'll hear it when they feel they are hurting for their children because they know the pain that they're inflicting, because they know that they're being dismissive to the number one quality that makes them the mother in the first place, which is being able to nurture the life that you created, which is what you were doing for the whole 9 months. Your body was doing it without you, and now when the baby's on the outside and you have the option to do it and see, and you failed. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. And since this is our last incarnation, the older the generation, those are generational curses that they have to break. The sad thing is that the new children, the new people who are coming up, into this world, it's not about breaking generations. So everybody's like, I want to break generational curses. It's not about breaking generational curses anymore, because this is the last. So now what it is your children are creating new cycles. And the new cycles are either going to be cycles that are going to lead to, because you have to understand, this is the last cycle. So a lot of the children who are being born, this is their first time being incarnated. You know how we're like, oh, you've been there before. No, these children are advanced because this is their first time they haven't been cycled and cycled and cycled and cycled. These people were sitting in the crock pot in the heavenly realms, okay, for hours. Just a sack, okay, full of light, okay, waiting for their little drip, literally, to come down for them to be incarnated. It's a whole new crock pot of lights that drip, okay, whole new crock pot. So what that means is it can either be something that's going to, in the end, create life, or in the end, it's death, lights out. People think that death is or heaven, hell, all that other stuff. Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's just when they say living in darkness, it's done. Like, lights out. You had to. It's almost like I can picture God just, put a kid in timeout. The door's open. When the door's open, you can see the light from the hallway. So it's casting into this dark room where this little boy is sitting in this chair, and he's kind of got his attitude, and he's frumped up. And God is just like, that's it. That's it. We tried it. You had plenty of opportunities. That's it. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in the children. No, I am saying that. I don't think that the children, I don't pick up that the children here now are being reincarnated, that they are having generational curses, that they're having, I believe this is a new energy. And I believe the powers that be know that, which is the reason why it's important for them to create this energy where the feminine is rejecting her femininity. And it spoils into the music, the frequency in the music. A lot of people are trying to conceive. They can't conceive. It just goes deep. It really does go deep. And I'm thankful because I have such a close relationship with God, and I'm so open to understanding who he is and how he can communicate, because yes, I'm a Christian, but again, I just believe in the universe. I believe in everything that the universe has to offer. If it's a tree, I'm going to look at the tree and see if the tree has a message, period. If it's, a cloud, I'm going to stare at the clouds and see if I see a picture in the clouds. That's me. Just because I've been here before. So I feel like I have a connection to the universe. I have a connection to myself. Which, by the way, let's get into it. Oh! Because we wasn't supposed to get on that. If y'all want a video on that aspect, spiritualism in Hollywood and how it is transcending down on us. We know about the world, the world order, all that other stuff, but there's things spiritually that there's a reason that are happening and ways for us to combat it. But the best way, if you have kids now, is to really love them up, because again, we're recycling. I don't think that they're going to be recycling. I think that the reason why, even if you look at social media, there's such, I don't know, I feel like now there's such a big to-do and conversation about breaking generational curses. When I was in middle school, high school, well, I'll say high school because I was like social media, college. Social media was for me like around college, excuse me. Oh, And MySpace was maybe high school, but I don't remember so many people talking about generational curses. Even when I went to church, it really wasn't about breaking generational curses. So to see this now, again, you have to see who's pushing this narrative. Why is this allowed? There's billions of things going on in the world and billions of things that people are talking about. Why is this conversation of breaking generational curses a topic and discussion? Which we have to talk about twin flames. Okay. Astrological. So it always irritates me when people are just like, I don't believe in, astrology. And it's like, oh yeah, that's not representative of me, blah, 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 blah. That's great. Understood. I get it. Okay. However, the way that astrology, just much as any other religion or any other concept or spiritualism in life, has been broken down in a way where people are going to reject it, because really what it is all of the principles of spiritualism, all of the principles of universal energy, all of the universal law, all of that stuff, all encompassing is what will bring you closer to, walking with God. Okay. And being in your purpose, not even just walking with God, because God walks with you every day, but just more so being in your purpose. Right. So either way, here's how it works. If you look at a clock, there's a 12. There's 12 numbers that goes around the clock, right? 1 to 12, right? Those 12 numbers, walk with me. Those 12 numbers are houses, okay? Just stay with there. They're houses, okay? It's just a house, okay? It's a building. It's duplex, and the duplex is in a circle. Just think of it like that. You got apartment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, apartment 1, it has its own people in it. So apartment 1 is just for the people that like purple. Apartment 2 is going to be just for the people that like green. Apartment 3 is just going to be for the people that like, orange. Apartment 4 is going to be just for the people that likes pink. Okay, y'all get it. Each number has a different association, color association that is associated to it, right? Cool. Boom. Now you have the hour hand, you have the minute hand, and then you have the second hand. Okay, the second hand we're going to talk about not so much. We're not going to really mention it. But the hour hand, and it really doesn't matter which one, so just pick one. Okay, the hour hand is going to represent the zodiacs. So you have Capricorn, Cancer, or Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and then Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, 12, right? 12 the houses is 12, right? Cool. So that represents the zodiac. Now the minute hand represents the planets. Okay, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, what else? The sun, moon, I feel like I'm missing some. Mars, Mercury. I feel like I said some already, but y'all get it. They're planets, okay? Now, each of those planets represent something as well, right? They have their own, we said color, we'll say they have their own food association, okay? So each of the planets, one's carrots, one's, gonna be broccoli, one's gonna be chicken nuggets, one's gonna be hamburgers, one's gonna be, blah, 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 right? So that's what that is. The hour hand is gonna be the zodiac sign. The minute hand is going to be the planets, okay? When you were born, it stopped, okay? You got your first house, which is gonna be the house that you were born into. I'm here, hey, the beginning, I'm the first house. Your first house is your actual sign. What is your sign? My first house is Capricorn. My birthday is December 31st, okay? Welcome to the Capricorn show. However, I got some very exciting news, but I will talk to you guys about that in a little bit, because we're going to just do this really small dosages at a time, okay? So it stopped. So when people say, oh, Rayana, you're a Capricorn, that's so crazy because you have such this big personality. You seem like you're very out there. Most of the Capricorns I know, they're very to themselves, or they kind of have a little mean personality, or they don't really seem approachable, or whatever the case is. I mean, of course, once I get to know them, they warm up. But you, just off the rip, you're very open, you're loud, you like to talk to people. What's going on? And you're a Capricorn. What's going on? Well, my love, my first house, which is what I was born into, is, oh, I wonder why we're falling. My first house, which is what I was born into, is Capricorn. However, I also have different placements in different houses in other signs. For the majority of, I just realized I look really red. And it is because my allergies. I mean, I smoke too, but also my allergies. I do not want to place this here because, honestly, okay. This is my little elephant. I got good luck. Okay, let me just turn everything off. Okay, boom. So I'm not going to get into the houses and stuff like that. Maybe I will talk about it in another video, but because it's just a lot, obviously, with 12 houses. But boom, so you have something in that house. Now, when the time stops, and you guys know, like the clock, it's going to land on some number. So you're going to have a planet in the house. You're going to have a zodiac sign in the house. You're going to have a zodiac sign in a planet. You're going to have a planet in a zodiac sign. Okay. That's where I said the second hand comes in, and that would be what conjuncts, what trines, meaning, you know, what's next to this one and what's next to this one. And I'm going to have to put it on here. I hate putting it on here. Sorry, guys. Wait. It's not a lot going on right now. Okay. Now, your whole entire birth chart, which I can start doing that. If y'all want me to do y'all birth charts, which I don't know, I kind of feel like it's not the same because you can look up online and look at your birth chart. But if you don't know how to read it, it can be like intimidating. I'm just like a Google person. But if you want me to look at your birth chart and get in your business, I would love to for a price because I am a Capricorn. Y'all just let me know. But either way, so yeah, each house represents it. When I say I use colors and foods, but like house number 1 is your sun sign, how people see you. You have your 4th house, I believe, is in relationships and sex, something like that. I have to kind of go back into my notebook. I wrote all of this stuff down. Don't have everything memorized at all. I'm not even about to hold you. But different planets represent different things. Like Jupiter is your job, career. We know Mercury, say Mercury in retrograde. Mercury is communication, how you communicate to others, how people receive your communication. We have Venus, which is about love, relationships, which is also Jupiter, as well as marriage, relationships. They always say the man's Jupiter, no. Where in a man's chart, Venus, whatever the planet is or the zodiac sign that's associated with Venus, that's the sign of his wife. And then the Jupiter for the male or the women, whatever sign that is in Jupiter, that's her husband. So my Jupiter I have is Cancer. But again, it can kind of be, is it going to be Cancer sun sign, Cancer moon sign, or Cancer ascendant sign? Those are your top 3. Typically the 3 that you are going to be associated by, because again, that's your big 3. That's your Drake, your Kendrick, and your Lamar. I mean, your Drake, your Kendrick, and your J. Cole. So, yeah, I don't know. Was they the part of big 3, or was that the issue? That wasn't the big 3? I don't know. But with all of that being said, so there's 2 other aspects that I want to talk about that's your north node and your south node. I get excited about these. Everything else is just like, nosy as hell. And he throwing stuff on the thing. I ain't hear that the whole time. Don't judge me. I'm hungry as hell. I'm gonna start going home. Y'all know I ain't got no tea. Okay. So my north node is in Aquarius, which means my south node is in Leo. Your north node is where you're headed to in life. Your south node is like where you came from past life and what you're bringing over into this lifetime. So that's why I find it interesting, because I'm that type of person who's like, where did I come from? What's going on? What happened? So what I'm going to in life, I'm Aquarius. Again, I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. So like Capricorn, which again, let me go back a little bit. Each planet is also ruled by a zodiac. I don't know if I said that already, but like the moon is ruled by Cancer. The sun is ruled by Leo. Gemini and Virgo, I believe, are ruled by Mercury. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Taurus, or maybe it's Taurus and Virgo that's ruled by Venus, and it's Gemini ruled by Mercury. Gemini, maybe it is, I don't know. I'm sure that it's Taurus and Virgo ruled by Venus though. Either way, point blank period is, again, I have all this stuff written down. I am a scholar when it comes down to this stuff. I want to get to the point where I'm like Salome Bella, where she just be like, looking at his birth chart, he has this sextile this, which means that his mother, but I'm like, girl, I have to write it down and go back to my notes and read it and then come up with the conclusion. She just be baba. Maybe she does that and then she goes on camera. I don't know, but girl, she just be like blah 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 blah. I be like, ooh, I want to be an astrologer, but the old school, like, they applying pressure. It's making me feel a little nervous. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, but I've always wanted to be an astrologer. I used to be a card reader too, but people don't believe that. I like to talk something that you can see actually in people's birth charts, something that they can connect to, they can feel good about. So me going towards Aquarius is that I am the humanitarian. If you have Aquarius as your sun sign, you're a giver, probably somebody that likes to just kind of keep the peace. Doesn't necessarily mean you do it in the best way. This is not to say that one sign is better or the best or good or bad. It's just more so how Aquarius operate. They're more so, I rather do for the people than have things done for me. They're the humanitarian. They're also more eccentric in their thoughts and their ideas. Their sign is represented by a boy on land, a boy. So when you think of the boy being inquisitive, asking questions, being in their youth, you know, being able to be agile, moving, going from place to place, but he's carrying a thing of water. And so he's the bearer. They call the Aquarius the bearer because he's carrying this water, which represents emotions. So there's a place and there's a certain intuitiveness. Some people say that with the person or the Aquarius carrying the water, it represents emotions. But I feel, and I feel like that could be it, because Aquarius know how to detach, so they're able to hold their emotions. However, I feel like it's more so Aquarius have a deep inner knowing about certain things, especially futuristic. They can connect to otherworldly things because of their air sign, because of their qualities, and the fact that, again, their sign being ruled, I think their sign is ruled by Saturn too. I gotta get all of it, all the signs. But yeah, them just being who they are, okay? The free going, detached, come back, some of them are very dramatic, very theatrical. Some of them can be very melancholy, be very depressive at the same time, but all of that comes from that intuitive carrying the water, inner knowing, certain things panning out. A lot of times if an Aquarius is going through something, you might be able to sense it and see it, but they won't talk about it until they're able to come up and formulate a plan, because they don't feel like talking about things, dwelling on things. They rather detach their energy and come up with something, a plan, or come up with something that can motivate and move the situation on, or even just kind of detach her to just leave it rather than to wallow in it. So anyways, I just love Aquarius. Shout out to all my Aquarius. All my baby daddies, all of them, all 2 of them are Aquarius. So I feel that, because I have a lot of Aquarius, and it just be like, ugh. Anywho, so I'm a humanitarian going towards the people. My life is going to be involved with me helping people, being around people. Anything that I feel purpose-wise, like having a job or working, is going to be for serving people, which has been true all of my life. I like to work with kids. And then when I did take my business job, we were selling storage units. However, that was the best money I ever made, child, because I got base pay, which was $17, and then they would give you commission, and you would get $10 on each unit that you sold, child. My highest month, I think I sold 99. When I tell y'all my money, it was a beautiful time. Yes, it was a beautiful time. But, and however, you know, shit ends, and that's okay. You grow, you learn, and I grew and I learned, and yeah. But either way, I was selling units to people who, you know, helping them out, like, because it was customer service, so it was very much so helping people out based. So that was that. And even now, you know, I want to do YouTube and stuff, but I genuinely want to help people on their paths, learning how to manifest, like breaking down who you are, because I feel like a lot of people are lost because they just don't understand who they are, but they don't know where to start. So let's start from the very beginning. Who did God create you to be? Like, this is where you were created. All right, this is how you're gonna go towards life, and this is where you came from, which could be reason why you feel some type of way. Now let me tell y'all about my South Node in Leo. That means you are a star. Like in your previous life, you could have been an entertainer. You are used to the show. You don't want nobody to tell you what to do. You ain't got time for nobody to be all up in the mix, and it ain't got nothing to do with them. You are solely about you, what goes on with you, but you're also the big-hearted, the person that lives on doing the right thing in life and wants to be, you know, seen for being a good person. And if their friend is in need, they stop and they give it to their friend. But baby, when I read that when it comes down to authority, even my working and stuff, that I might find it more beneficial for me to work by myself. And now I went through my whole chart last night because, again, I lost my job 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you guys know, I'll do a story time on that, but I have a lot of stuff I need to get done. But yeah, so I did that or whatever. I forgot where I was about to say, because I was thinking about me losing my job irritated me. Oh, right, me being the entertainer, me knowing that I work better for myself. So I would have stayed at that job. I still would have been doing what I was doing, but I would have burnt myself out. And even so, me and my boss, we didn't get along. Like, you want to tell people what to do, but your house ain't clean. And it's how you tell people what to do. It's how you make a mark on your community as a boss. It's how you motivate your staff. Like, she was pressed on people being quote unquote scared of her. Like, ain't nobody scared of you. And if this is your MO and your mantra, girl, I'm about to hurt every single feeling that you have, starting from the rooted to the tutor. Like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? We coming in here to work with kids. You want people to be scared of you? Dumbass. Like, I hope your marriage fails. I didn't realize y'all was out here slipping. Let me not say anything like that. But that's the era that I'm in. Like, I'm so tired of people trying to play me and play with me. Like, no, just, Lord, may I prosper higher and better than her. Like, just look out for me a little bit more. But But either way, yeah, so that was really nice for me to just have confirmation, especially going back into my chart. Like I said, going through my chart, realizing that like I have all the tools for me to just do what I need to do and just get it done. It's like I just don't care about nothing else. I just need to be successful. I don't even care about being famous, but it's like I have so much to give. Like I want to help people. Like it's just too much. Like even going to what I was saying to y'all in the beginning of this video, because we went left at a lot of stops, and I really do apologize for that. But welcome to the show. Like it is what it is, right? But yeah, so I started telling you guys about like with the industry and everything else. What people don't understand is that everybody keeps talking about this new world order. The reason why they keep forcing it and making us have fear is because they're trying to introduce that energy. You cannot introduce an energy if it's not welcome. And what I mean by that is, instead of us laying down and just accepting it, if enough of us realize that the golden goose, the fucking golden ticket lies within us, we don't need nobody. We don't need no construct. Like, we don't need the outside, the government. Like, we don't need that. We can really rely on ourselves and stop picking down communities and really just start lifting up communities. And whatever the community is, it doesn't mean just because I'm black, I need to hang out with black people. Or because I'm a woman, I need to hang out with women people. The point is, find your community and then exceed and excel in your community, but exceed and excel in a way that is captivating to others and they want to exceed and excel. If you get above the line, if everybody had money like, what's his name, Mark Zinger, that is named Mark Ziegler, and I don't know, yeah, I'm sorry, and we were able to buy like bunkers and stuff, would you be worried about any wars that would take place? We all got bunkers. Shit, you get a bunker, you get a bunker, you get a bunker. Shit, we get so much money. If we don't got a bunker between now and the end of the year, we can have somebody build us a whole bunker. What is you talking about? Like, it don't have to be nothing crazy. We could just have some people on our land making sure that, you know, nothing's out of, you know, because we don't got to say nothing to the city when it's our land. And that may be infactual information. I don't know, but I'm standing on business on that one. My land, I don't need to ask you if I can dig on my land, okay? Oh, you was kind of close to my car. Again, I accept if I was wrong. Humility, okay? But shit, it sound good. Make my own bunker, okay? If we had enough people who, instead of, I'm trying to break generational curses. What about the generational curses already broke? Stop dealing with these niggas. Y'all want to know the hardest thing was for me to walk away from my daughter's father. But I started to realize, what if this is a karmic situation and it's meant for me to grow and learn from this situation? What if this is the very thing in my lifetime that held me back? Like, what if? You know what I mean? I started thinking that, because it doesn't make me feel good anymore. It doesn't make me happy. And it's not to put him down. It's like I just believed in us for so long and it was almost blinding. And I'm like, why is this so intense? It's the soul tie. But why is this soul tie so intense? Me going back and forth and realizing that it doesn't really matter what it is or what it represents, that this is a stronghold in my life. Now, mind you, he could very much so come back. But if it's time or not, that's debatable. If it's what needs to happen is what's being questioned. If the time is now and I'm really waiting, I'm willing to wait on God, that's the situation. Now, I bring all that up to say that that was me breaking the generational curse. Doesn't matter what the shape, form, whatever it was. There was a stronghold I felt on my life. So much so that this relationship would make me buckle down. Like, I couldn't move. I couldn't eat. Like, I'm skinny now. People always, and it used to bother me too when I first came on here and do the lives and stuff. Like, is she a man? It's like, if I wear like tank tops and stuff, my shoulders are like bony, my clavicle is popping out my motherfucking chest. Like, she gaining weight now because she drinking her protein and she eating her meals full course all the time, all day. Yeah, she ain't gotta work no more. I'm sitting here lifting up tables and stuff in the class knowing I haven't eaten. Like, no wonder I'm fucking irritated. I don't want to be here and I don't like seeing you, you fucking ugly ass bitch. That was very bipolar of me, and I do apologize. my goal in my life, from where I came from to where I am now, I feel like I want to shine my light to really help people. Like, my ultimate goal is to have a community center. I hate it. My daughter got kicked out of school. I told y'all, I got fired from my job, and I worked in childcare, daycare. And my daughter went to the school. Child, they kicked her out. Did not even put her into the new center until like 2 weeks later. Like, this is my daughter's first week. I got fired 2 weeks ago. Like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, my daughter was out. Like, we were going through withdrawal. She was hyperactive. There was days where it was raining. There was times where I didn't have fucking money. Like, people, oh, take her out. Like, I don't even have gas in my car. Like, at all. Like, now I do. I filled up. Obviously, I'm driving around. But sometimes these drives are needed. Like, I don't have nowhere else to go. I've sacrificed so much, and I have to sacrifice, like, my free time, too. That's the Leo in me. Like, girl, I used to be a celebrity. I don't need this. I always said I used to be like a prince or a princess or something. That's the reason why. I feel like now, on this lifetime, it's like I served, I did all that stuff. It's for me to come back to it, but I have to go through some type of, like, hardship. It's just so weird that I really believe that we choose our thing. And it doesn't surprise me, because I feel like the soul that I have, I'm like, yeah, I want to go hard. I want the best. I want the baddest. Like, yeah, I could do it. I could do it. And then, like, I do it, and I'm, like, in shambles, like, crying. Like, I'm broken down. Like, I cannot believe whoever allowed this to happen. Like, they just allowed this to happen. Like, I'm so broken up. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoy this little talk, this little ramble or whatever. I want to start doing some more stuff. I think I need to make, like, conscious videos of, like, writing down certain things that I know. Whether it be about how to write a book, or whether it be about spiritual stuff, like helping people start businesses, getting your EIN number, or whether it just really be about spiritual stuff. I don't know. I just need to really utilize what I have and, like, step into that course. But as far as going live, we go live, we chit chat all the time. That is going to be every Tuesday and every other weekend. If you do not know what weekend to catch me, know that this weekend I will be there, and maybe you guys can put it in your calendar. I might make a scheduled thingy, live thingy, so that you guys can see that it's supposed to be scheduled for tonight, and, like, when I do on the weekends. So that's something that I can work on. I can put forth an honest effort and do that for the girls. For the girls. Cheers to a girls weekend. My ultimate goal is just to have a strong community within, like, with me and my crew, but also create a strong community, like, outside, which I don't know if I got into the community center, but, like, my daughter being and us being asked out, that shit was horrible, and it hurt my feelings. And then I had to go back to places that I would have never ever wanted to go back to, like old daycares and stuff, and I hated that, putting my daughter in a position where she had to go from place to place to place. Like, she orphan Annie, but it's not because I'm like, girl, you can't sit home with me. It's because she didn't want to sit home with me. She was crying every day to go see friends. It was sad. It was really, really sad. It was so sad. Like, Anyways, I be thinking I'm thick, and then I see my body. I'm just like, oh, come on, God. I'm gonna let this go, because we are at, I was looking at 57. We are at an hour. This is really, really fun. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be myself. Again, I hope that you guys enjoy this. Unfortunately, if you guys have made it this far in the video, I am not able to upload a intro in the beginning of this video because I have no space. And I know I have not edited yet. So if you guys do see one, then I spoke too soon, and I'm not going to edit this part out, but I know how it's going to work. I have a app called KindMaster, and I don't know what it is, if I need to upgrade to the other version that they have or whatever the case is, but girl, every 5 seconds, it'd just be like a 15-minute video that I just want to edit, maybe put 3 clips together. It tells me no, like, your storage is full. I'm like vlogging right now throughout the week, and they're telling me my storage is full. So insane. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna end it. Love y'all. Bye.